Okay, so the first thing is coaching, and that leads me to an acronym. We have teacher talk time. Teacher talk time. We call it TTT, teacher talk time. We want to minimize teacher talk time. The more you're talking, the less they're learning. Doesn't that sound opposite of teaching? Isn't that terrible? But that's the way it works. The more you get them to talk to you, the more they're going to learn. Okay? Let's see. Now, and again, it's because so many of the people you're going to talk to are at a higher level of English. They're going to be fairly well into it by the time you get to them. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be talking to them. If you get a basic beginner that's very, very low level, there are ways to teach them, but that's out of the scope of what we're going to be talking about here in these TNT classes. But for the most part, teacher talk time should be minimized as much as possible. So let me give you an example. I was over at Maryville Library, and they have I forgot what days they have it, but they have some retired English teachers that are there giving ESL classes, English as a second language classes. And I was listening to one teacher, and let me read for you what she said. This is her beginning of her class. She said, "Okay, let's review a word that we learned last week. Last week we discussed the word chase. And I know all of you remember the meaning, but I don't just want you to let you, I'm sorry, but I just don't, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it fast with expressions not working. But I just want you to know the meaning is, but do you remember the meaning of the word chase? We discussed it last week. Don't you remember?" And she's going on and on and on and on and on. And I'm looking at these students, and I know they have no idea what she's talking about. And they have no idea that they want that the students are supposed to know the meaning of chase. And so what do you do instead? In an ESL classroom, to minimize teacher talk time, you simply say, "Class, let's review. What is chase?" And the difference between trying to ramble off a lot of different English and the clear, concise instructions are what separates a lot of the teaching English as a foreign language. So number one, give simple and clear instructions. Give simple and clear instructions. And that will help out a lot. For example, take the idea of stand up. Okay? There are many different ways we can say stand up. We can say, "Class, I would like for everyone to stand up." And as Native American speakers and listeners, we understand that perfectly. I mean, we can casually listen and we get that. But for an ESL student, everything they hear, they have to analyze all of it because they can't just quickly comprehend everything that you're saying or that they're listening to. For example, "It is time to stand up on your feet." "Please get up off of your seats. Everyone rise to your feet." All of those are variations of how to say stand up, but in the ESL classroom, we like it consistent and the same each time you say the instructions.